Hey guys, we're going to be doing some on the spot answers to some questions that people have sent to us, and we're going to give you our professional opinion on it. Okay, you ready?
I am.
All right, let's see. Let's see one of the questions that was sent to us. Here we go. People get to see it. All right, go ahead, baby, read it.
We've been married for 15 years, and for the past few years, it feels like we're just roommates. We've tried counseling, but nothing seems to work. Is it better to stay in an unhappy marriage for the sake of the kids, or is divorce the right answer?
Ooh, all right. That's a good one. Y'all want to hit it with the juicy ones, okay? So this is what I want to break down. Now, I think I seen a TikTok video about a young lady. She talked about being happy in marriage. Uh, and I think in the world that we live in, where it's self gratification and we get to make decisions based on our internal happiness, excuse me, there's a lot of different things that I would like to um, ask this particular person who sent in a question. Is there any abuse? Is there any cheating? Is there any addictions? What are the things that's happening in the marriage that's quote unquote making you unhappy, right? That's what I would ask someone. But if I was to take it at face value, and we're just talking about the overall happiness in the marriage, and they asked a lot of questions, and I'm going to put it up to make sure I have it. Things like we've been married for 15 years. Um, we've been married 15 years, and it feels like we're just roommates. We try counseling, it seems to work, right? It's better to stay in an unhappy marriage for the sake of the kids, or if divorce the right answer. So first of all, let's go with 15 years, right? 15 years is a long time. And I think what people don't understand when it comes to marriage is that there's cycles in marriage. And I believe that if you are trying to base your happiness on how things used to feel, that's an incorrect thought process to a relationship, right? I told my wife this story once about a guy who said, for like, and he was like 15 years. She's like, for 15 years, he loved string beans, right? And one day he woke up and he just didn't like string beans anymore. And his girlfriend was making him some string beans. And he was like, I don't like these. And she got so upset with him, like, well, I put in all this work to make you these string beans. And what you mean? What you mean you don't like them? Like, what does that mean you don't like them? He was like, I just don't like them. I can't explain it, right? And they kind of made a real big thing about him not liking string beans. And I believe couples get into situations in their marriages where they're trying to rekindle the fire, rekindle the flame. And I've always think that's a bad idea to rekindle something, right? You're not the same person you was 15 years ago. The things that you used to like, the person you are, you're not that person anymore, right? So it's going to be wrong to try to rekindle something, right? And then when you say you're unhappy, I would say, do you really know what your needs are, right? You need to really know what it is that you need. A lot, just like our son Caleb, our beautiful baby boy. He comes into this world, he's crying, right? He doesn't always know what he needs. So we have to do a bunch of stuff to try to get him to stop crying, right? Because he doesn't know how to articulate his needs. I believe that's how we are, even as adults. Sometimes we don't really know how to articulate what we need to be happy. So we try a bunch of stuff until the crying stops, until the urge stops. But that doesn't even necessarily mean that you are fulfilled. You may be full, right? You may have gotten something, but that doesn't mean that you are fulfilled. So I would say, do you really know what you need to be happy? Then what I would say is, are you expressing that in a way that your partner hears you? Because sometimes we're talking, but we're not expressing ourselves in a way that our partner understands and gets it. We talk about when we first started dating or married, I had this shirt I used to wear.
Uh-huh.
She left the shirt, right? And in the shirt, my wife didn't like the shirt. But the way she would tell me she didn't like it, she because she was not clear. So it would almost make it seem like, well, I don't like it with that pair of pants, or I don't like it for the occasion that we're going to. But she wasn't clear to really say, I really hate that shirt.
I didn't want to hurt his feelings.
So she didn't say it in a way that I understood what it is she actually needed. And so it became frustrating to her when she would keep seeing me wearing that shirt. Until she one day she said, well, I don't like it. I said, well, you didn't, it was she would hide the shirt.
It was like a checkered picnic tablecloth, like it didn't match anything.
It didn't match anything, right? But it was comfortable to me, right? She was literally hiding the shirt when she would wash it. And I would find
story.
I would find the shirt and put it on, and she'd be like,
where did that come from?
She remembers, right?
Because you found it.
You remember?
Yeah.
She finally came out and said, that shirt is ugly. I said, why didn't you? And then I said, why didn't you just say that? I would have been got rid of that shirt if you would have just came out and said it in a way that I understood. So it could be a situation that if you are expressing your what it is, are you saying it in a way that your partner understands, right? So I don't think leaving something because you're unhappy is a reason for divorce, especially when we talk about the Bible, because there's going to be some times where it's not going to be fun. I told my wife, you know what people want when they get married? They want the romantic love story. They want the romantic love story. But I told her this: not every love story is romantic. Think about it. The ultimate love story is Jesus's love story for us. And it was not a romantic love story, yet it was the ultimate love story. And I think we get caught in the expectations that things have to be butterflies and romance and whimsical. And a lot of times we have this expectation in our mind of what we think romance is. And even if that person gives it to you, you may still feel unhappy. So there may be some underlining issues there, right? I told my wife today, when we tell a story, we are either the victims or the heroes in the story, right? But we never tell the part of the contributors, what are we doing to contribute to the unhappiness, right? And we never talk about the innocent bystanders that's feeling the effect of your story. And so I would encourage you, don't run into the book. The fact that that's even a part of your question is telling me that there is some deeper issues there that actually need to be addressed. We call it the secrets of the heart. There are some things in your heart that you probably need to deal with that could be also blocking you from feeling happiness. Oh, I'm preaching today. Your partner may be doing things that could be considered making someone else happy, but you may not be feeling it because there could be some things inside of you that can be stopping you from feeling happiness. And so sometimes we think that, well, we just throw away the relationship. I would say, why don't you start focusing on the things that do make you happy about your relationship and your spouse? Let's start there. Let's start with those thought processes. And then let's do some inner work to see what could be blocking it. What can I be doing be contributing to the unhappiness of the marriage? Right? Is that? I know I said
Yeah.
I said a lot. Throw your 2 cents in, baby.
Summed it up. Like I'm just eating my popcorn. Like pass the offering tray. But yeah, absolutely. To make a permanent decision based on a temporary emotion, relatively speaking, it may not seem like 15 years is temporary or short, but in the lifespan of life as itself, it's a short amount of time. And it wasn't always that. Even though we're not trying to get you back to the place of where it was the beginning, the honeymoon stage, it didn't start that way. At some point, you all were in love. You all loved enough to take it to the altar to make this a committed relationship before God, with your friends and family. And it's about having the right support and the right tools to navigate what it is that you're feeling and experiencing. And client I'm currently working with, I brought to her attention, like, when we think of these things, we want to observe, are these patterns that have been going on for a designated amount of time, or are these like isolated incidents? Because somebody could be having a bad day and say, well, that's it, I'm out of here, versus is this like a pattern? Is it something that you've tried to address in the past? Like, let's get to the root of it, not the symptoms of it, but the root of it. I heard a news story about crazy couple. I don't know what state it was in, but the woman ended up seriously injuring her husband, uh, putting him in the hospital. I think she threw hot oil on him because of something that he said or something he did that was super minor on the surface. But that was just a symptom of the deeper issue. I guarantee if we took through the process to unlayer where the core, where the root of that anger came from, it had nothing to do with him not washing a dish or whatever the issue was. It seems so minute to cause such an outrageous response. So that's what we want to get to. It's most important you get to the core, the root of it, see where the fracture is within the marriage, so we can begin the work, so we can begin the repair, begin the physical therapy process of it, so to speak. So that's my 2 cents.
That's
I
good.
wish
That's
they
good.
could win the couch.
Yeah, no problem, child. So you got to go to the core issues. Like, are you communicating your needs? Do you really know what your needs are? Are you saying it in a way that your partner is understanding what those needs are? And are you checking your heart to see if there could be something that's actually blocking you from actually feeling or experiencing the happiness that your partner may be trying to give out to you? So, and then you need to kill the thoughts of divorce, right? There's some times when we're not happy, right? Those are moments of those are moments, right? But God promises you joy, not happiness. Happiness is what's that word?
Fleeting.
Fleeting, but it's also relative, right?
It's very
It's relative, right? So that's a you issue. But is there things that's contributing to the marriage itself that's causing some conflict, right? So we want to unpack those things. But we always say start with you, because it is so easy to say what your partner isn't doing, right? You're either the hero or the victim, right? But let's look at what's contributing to the unhappiness of your marriage, right? You can make yourself happy, right? If your spouse is not doing anything that's disrespectful, unloving, or breaking any commandments, then your partner is operating in the rightfulness of who they are. You may just not understand how your partner is wired. You may not get some of the things that they do may not bring you happiness, right? So you want to you laughing, you happy? You happy, baby? You happy with us? You happy with us? You happy with us? You happy with us? So you want to get into the happiness of how to fulfill some things yourself. Okay. Now, I hope that answers your question. If you have any questions that you want to ask us, send us an email to the kingdommarriagemovement@gmail.com in the subject line. I got a question, right? And me and my wife will answer it live. Well, that's not live, but we'll answer it and we'll record it and we'll put it out there because you're not the only one that having this issue, right, babe? Right. And if you want to really find out some of the things that's blocking your heart, you can go to our website, coachmylove.net, take our heart check assessment, hit the assessment tab, and you can take our heart check assessment. It is absolutely free. Okay. And it will walk you through some processes on seeing what can be blocking you from experiencing certain things in your relationship. Until we meet again next time, I am the marriage pastor, Michael D. Ballard. This is Caleb, who is
Caleb, baby.
Caleb is choking right now. You good, baby?
And I am Siobhan Ballard, and we hope and pray that this advice blesses you.
Amen. We'll see you next time. Peace.